Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is part 56 of ASP.NET Core tutorial. In this video, we will discuss how to handle and process the posted edit view. So in short, we want to implement edit action that responds to HTTP post. This is continuation to our previous video, part 55. So please watch part 55 before proceeding. At the moment, we are on the list view of our application. When we click edit button on any of the employees, we are redirected to /home/edit /home/edit /the ID of the employee whose details we are editing after we change the employee details, and then issue the post request by clicking this update button. Notice we see 405 error. That is because at the moment within our home controller, we don't have the edit action that knows how to handle this HTTP post request. Our next step is to add an edit action that can handle the post request. At the moment, within our home controller, we already have an edit action. We have edit action that can handle HTTP GET request. We need another edit action that can handle HTTP post request. It is going to be somewhat similar to this HTTP post create action. So let's make a copy of this. Make a copy of this. And then change the bits that are required. I'm going to paste this just below our HTTP GET edit action. So paste it here. First, we want to change the name of the method here from create to edit. Next, it is going to receive employee edit. It is going to receive employee edit view model, employee edit view model as the parameter. As the parameter, remember, we implemented employee edit view model. We as the parameter, it is going to receive employee edit view model as the parameter. Remember, we implemented employee edit view model class in our previous video. Now, when we submit this edit form, and issue a post request by clicking this update button, that data on this form is automatically mapped to the corresponding properties. On employee edit view model class, so we want to change the parameter type. So we want to change the parameter type here from employee create view model to employee edit view model. Employee edit view model. So change it. We want to change the parameter type here from employee create view model to employee edit view model. If the model state is valid, meaning there are no validation errors. That is why when we want to process this posted edit form, if there are any validation errors, then we want to render this edit view. This edit view. So the user can fix any validation errors and then submit the form again for processing. If the model state is valid, we want to retrieve the existing details of the employee. If model state is valid, we want to retrieve the existing details of the employee from the database. For that, let's create a variable of type employee. Let's create a variable of type employee let's call the variable employee to retrieve the existing employee details. We are going to use the injected employee repository. We are going to use the injected employee repository. On that we have get employee method. To this method we need to pass the ID of the employee whose details we want to retrieve, and we can get the ID of the employee from this incoming model object. From this incoming model object. We have ID property. We have ID property now. To remove this green squiggly, place here to remove that error, green squiggly. At this point, you might be wondering on this edit form. At this point, you might be wondering on this edit form, we don't have a field for employee ID. We don't have a field for employee ID. So from where is the ID? So from where is the ID property on the model object is getting the employee ID value? Well, if you recollect in our previous video on the edit view, we included this hidden input field for the ID property. So when we are editing an existing employee details, his ID is stored in this hidden input field. Now when we issue a post request, by clicking the update button, the ID from this hidden input field, is mapped to the ID property on this incoming model object. So that is how we have the ID available. So once we have retrieved the existing employee details from the database, we want to update the properties on this employee object. On this employee object with the data that we have on this incoming model object. So employee.name, so employee.name is equal to model.name. Employee.email is equal to model.email. And finally, employee.department equals model.department. Now here one issue arises that you can see here. There is a green line squiggly. How to remove this green line squiggly? If you hover the mouse over it, you can see employee may be null here. So this green squiggly under employee name model name is Visual Studio warning. Is Visual Studio warning you that employee might be null? Why is this so? You call employee repository dot get employee model dot id. That method could return null. That method could return null if no employee with that ID exists. Since employee is declared as employee, not null, employee, the compiler warns you that dereferencing it could cause a null reference exception. So how to fix it? You need to check for null before using employee dot. So how to check for null? If employee is equal to null, handle not found case. Example, redirect to not found view. not found view. Okay, null check prevents runtime crash. Null check prevents runtime crash. Next what? Next, we need to process the upload employee photo. We need to process the uploaded employee photo. These lines of code that process the image are going to be common between create and this edit action method. To reduce code duplication, let's extract these lines of code. Let's extract these lines of code into a private separate method and then call that method within create action and this edit action method. To extract a method, select the lines. Select the lines. To extract the method, select these lines that you want to extract into a separate method. Right click and then select this option. So select this line and quick action and refactoring. Here is the extract method. Click on that. And then we have to provide a meaningful name for the method. I am going to call this method process uploaded file. Process uploaded file. So we named this method process uploaded file. Notice we have the method with the provided name created. It returns us a string which is the unique file name, and it is stored in this variable. Now let's go to definition of this method. So put cursor here and go to definition. Go to definition of this method. To reduce code duplication, we want to call this private method. To reduce code duplication, we want to call this private method. from our create action as well. To reduce code duplication, we want to call this private method from our create action as well. So instead of all these lines of code, we can call our private method. So instead of all these lines of code, we can call our private method. And then pass it the model object. Okay, I made a mistake in the create, not here, in the create action method. So instead of these line, we can call our private method. And then pass it the model object. And pass it the model object. Notice we have a red squiggly. When I hover the mouse over, it says cannot convert. It says cannot convert from employee management view models, employee create view model to employee management view model, employee edit view model, employee create view model to employee edit view model. Now, if you look at the model object of this create action method, it is of type employee create. Now if you look at model object of this create action method, it is of type employee create view model. Now when I hover the mouse over this process uploaded file method, now when I hover the mouse over this process uploaded file method, it expects an object of type employee edit view model. It expects an object of type employee edit view model, and the error message says it cannot convert, the employee create view model to employee edit view model. Now if you look at our employee edit view model, now if you look at our employee edit view model and employee create view model classes, They have inheritance. They have inheritance relationship. Employee edit view model. Employee edit view model inherits from employee create view model. So to fix this error, all we need to do is go to definition of process uploaded file, go to the definition of process uploaded file, process uploaded file method, and then change the parameter type here from employee edit view model to employee create view model. So change this employee edit view model to employee create view model. Since we have specified the parent type here, we can either pass an instance of employee create view model or an employee edit view model. If we take a look at our create action method, notice we are passing it an instance of employee create view model. If we take a look at our create action method, notice we are passing it an instance of employee create view model. And if we take a look at our edit action method, we are passing it an instance of employee edit view model. Employee edit view model. Okay, and if we take a look at our edit action method, we are passing it an instance of employee edit view model. We want to update the existing employee details. We want to update the existing employee photo. We want to update the existing employee photo only. If a new photo is provided using the file upload control, this here, this is the control. If a new photo is not provided, then we want to keep the existing. Photo. Now the obvious question is, how do we determine if the user has provided a new photo? Well, we could use photo property of this incoming employee edit view model. Well, we could use photo property of this incoming employee edit view model object. For that for that for that now if we select a new file, and issue a post request by clicking update button, the photo property on the the photo property on the employee edit view model object is going to receive the uploaded file. That is because if you take a look at our edit view, that is because if you take a look at our edit view, notice the file upload input element is bound to the photo property. That is because if you take a look at our edit view, notice the file upload input element, file upload input element is bound to the photo property. Is bound to the photo property of our employee edit view model. Employee edit view model object. So to determine if the user has uploaded a new photo, all we need to do is check if the photo property on the model object is not null. Model property is not null. If the photo property on the model object is not null. If the photo property on the model object is not null, if the photo property on the model object is not null, that means the user has uploaded a new photo and we want to upload that as well. This process upload file methods saves the uploaded file to images. So if the photo property on the model object is not null, that means the user has uploaded a new photo and we want to update that as well. This process uploaded file method saves the uploaded file to the images folder. To the images folder in www root folder and return us the unique file name. We want to store the unique file name in the photo path property of the employee. We want to store the unique file name in the photo path property of the employee object. We want to store that unique file name in the photo path property of the employee object. So employee dot photo path equals the returned unique file name. At this point we have updated all the properties of the employee object. With the data that we have on this, at this point, we have updated all the property of this employee object with the data that we have on this edit form. Notice we have updated name. Notice we have updated name. We have updated name, email, and department properties on the employee object. With the data that we have in this incoming, model object. If the user has uploaded a new photo, we also have updated the photo path property. If the user has uploaded a new photo, we also have updated the photo path property with that new photo. Unique file name. Now we need to pass this employee object to the update method. Now we need to pass this employee object to the update method. Now we need to pass the employee object to the update method on our employee repository. On our employee repository. Employee repository. Through employee repository through entity framework. This through entity framework, this update method is going to update the respective employee record in the underlying employee database table with the data that we have in the employee with the data that we have in this employee object. So let's pass this employee object as a parameter. We have already passed the employee object as a parameter to this update method. We are updating an existing employee details here, so there is no need to create this new employee object after the employee record is updated. Let's remove this portion. We are updating an existing employee details here, so there is no need to create this new employee object. After the employee record is updated, let's redirect the user to the index. Let's redirect the user to the index action. To the index action. We need to do one more thing. We need to do one more thing. If a new photo is provided, if a new photo is provided, before we save that new provided photo, we need to do one more thing. If a new photo is provided, before we save that new provided photo, we want to check if the employee has got an existing photo. If he has, we want to check if the employee has got an existing photo. If he does, he need to delete that existing photo. So if we take a look at the edit view, so if we take a look, at our edit view, notice we are using a hidden input field to store the employee. Notice we are using a hidden input field to store the employee's existing photo path. So when the form is submitted, so let me show you this file completely. So when this form is submitted, I am showing you the coding of this edit file. So if this form is submitted, the model on our edit action is going to receive that existing photo path property. So when the form is submitted, the model on our edit action is going to receive that existing photo path property value from the hidden field. So to check, if the user has got existing photo, all we need to do is check the existing photo. Existing photo property on the model object. If the existing photo property is not equal to null, that means the user has got an existing photo and we need to delete that. To be able to delete the employee's existing photo, we want its complete physical path. We want its complete physical path. This existing photo path property only provide us the file name. Only provide us the file name. We know all these photos are present. All these photos are present in image folder, which in turn is present in this www root folder. To get the physical path of this www root folder, we are going to use this injected. We are going to use this injected to get the physical path of this www root folder, we are going to use this injected iWeb hosting environment service. This web root path property provides us the physical path to this www root folder. This web root path property provides us the physical path to this www root folder. From there we want to get to the images folder. And in the images folder we want to look for the files. To get the full file name, we use the existing photo path property. To get the full file name, we use the existing photo path property on the model object. On the model object, we use the existing photo path property of the model object. We want to combine all paths. We want to combine all paths. Let's use path.combine. Let's use path.combine method. As you can see from the IntelliSense, this method combines three strings. That we have provided as argument to the complete physical path to get the existing photo. Let's store that in a variable. Of type string. Let's store that in a variable string. I'm going to call the variable file path. To delete the file, we are going to use the file class present in system.input-output. system.io. System.io namespace. This class has got delete method. This class has got delete method. So to delete the file, we are going to use the file class. We are going to use the file class present in system.io namespace. This class has got delete method. This class has got delete method, and to this method we need to provide the file. We need to provide the path of the file that we want to delete. So we pass the file path in the delete method. At the moment we are on the list view. So first of all we need to save the changes. And we need to close this. Now build the solution first. Build the solutions first and run the application once again. At the moment we are on the edit view. Now let's edit this employee Lucy. Now let's edit this employee Lucy. Notice her ID is 14. Notice her ID is 14. Let's change her name from Lucy to Lucy1. Her email to Lucy1 at surendertech.com, and let's change her department to IT. Let's change her department to IT. For now, let's not change the photo. Let's click the update button. So click the update button. Let's see what does happen. We are redirected to the index view. Notice here Lucy name is updated. Let's navigate to the detail view. Notice all the details. All the details, email and department are also updated. Her ID is still 14. Her ID is still 14. Let's view her record in the table. Let's view her record in the table. Here you can see that we have name, email, and photo is still Lucy. We have name, email, and photo is still Lucy. All changes you can see here. Lucy 1, the email and the change department. Now let's update all the details including the photo. Let's change the name back to Lucy. Now let's update all the details including the photo. Let's change the name back to Lucy, email also to Lucy, and change the department from IT to HR. So go back to the change Lucy 1 to Lucy, and here Lucy at surendertech.com, and the department again change to HR, and then upload a new photo. Let's select. So what photo you want to select? I'm going to select Shreya.jpg. Click update button. Click update button and see Lucy. The image is changed now. Photo is changed now. Let's navigate to the detail view. Notice we have all the details. Notice we have all the details: name, photo, email, and department as expected. Only the photo is changed. All details are the same. Name Lucy, but the image is changed. We have selected the Shreya. Okay. Next, let's also confirm this. Now let's also confirm this. Now let's also confirm this. The data that we have in the underlying employees table. Notice all the columns of these Lucy record are updated as expected, including the photo path column. Included the photo path column. Here you can see Shreya.jpg. We have selected this photo, Shreya.jpg, and Lucy is the name as it is. We have not changed the name. We have not changed the email. Department is, this is the original name, and department, email, and department back to the HR. But the photo is changed, Shreya.jpg. Okay. At the moment, our application, if you have in your application, there is a small issue. What issue is that? If you have not used the using statement, if you have not used this using statement, instead using statement you have written this line of code without this using statement, then you can get a small issue. What issue? Means if you remove this using statement and keep this line as it is, and then when we create a new employee and then immediately update that employee's existing photo with a new photo, our application crashes. Let's look at that in action. So how it is, if suppose I do not use this if I do not use this using statement, okay, we have to use this. But I'm talking about those who are using this line of code. If they are not using this using statement, then they may get small issue. What issue I am going to tell you. Suppose if you are using Bootstrap 4 classes and you are not using this using statement here, statement, and plainly write this model.photo.copy file copy method, and then change, and then create a new employee, and then immediately update that employee existing photo with a new photo, our application crashes. Let's look at that in actions. Means here you are going to create new employee. Suppose I am creating going to create a new employee named Shreya. And her department IT. and choose a photo. I'm going to Shreya's photos. I'm going to choose Shreya's photo and click create. There we go. We have our new employee Shreya created. Now let's update her existing photo with a new photo. Let's select david.jpg. So first of all, we need to edit. So click edit. Now let's update her existing photo with a new photo. Select David. So we are going to select David. David.jpg. Click update. There we go. We have not that crash because we are using the Shreya's photo has updated to david.jpg because it is we have no such crashes. Okay, because we are using the using statement. Inside using statement, let me show you. We are using statement. If you look at our process uploaded file method, if you look at our process uploaded file method, this is the method that copies the employee photo to images folder inside www root folder, and here we are creating a file stream to do that. But this file stream is not properly disposed, but we have disposed it properly by using the using statement. But in some cases, those who are not using the using statement, they may get such issue that when they are creating a new employee and immediately change its photo with the new photo, then then your application crashes. Your application crashes. The page crashes. You get an error of page crashes. System.input.output.file delete file path. Okay. So use this using statement if you don't want such crashes. So this copy to method requires the file stream to copy the images into the image folder, and we have that file stream here. Here is important bit to understand. Since now we have wrapped the file stream with using block, as soon as this block completes execution, this file stream is properly disposed, and we should not have any error. Okay. So here is the HTTP post edit action method. So let me first show you the complete coding of home.controller.cs file. So here is the edit action method. Copy this for your practice. Okay. I'm scrolling it up and down from top to bottom. Okay guys, let's copy this. If those who want to copy this, I am slowly scroll down it to show you the whole coding. So guys, see this and use that in your application also. Okay. This is the process uploaded file. Not a process uploaded file. This is a process uploaded file method. And to reduce the duplication, we have used this process loaded file method. To reduce the duplication, we have used this process uploaded file method. Okay guys, I showed you the coding of this home controller.cs file. Okay. So here is the HTTP post edit action method. So here is the HTTP post edit action method. This is for null check. So pay attention to this also. For the null check, you need to go to, this is the null check. Okay. If the employee is null, then what? And on this slide, we have process uploaded method. We have process uploaded file method, private method, process uploaded file private method. Let me show you this once again completely. That's it in this video. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.